Coach Norman Joseph now joins us to take a look back at the last game against the University of West Alabama and look forward to the Hardin-Simmons game here this weekend. Coach, thanks for your time. As we look back to the game with the Tigers, the West Alabama defense did a good job at setting the tone early. They got an early lead, and it's really tough to come back against a team that is as physically talented against West Alabama.
Well, we spotted them 27 points in the first half, and they are a good football team. They, if you look at them, just standing on the sidelines, you could see the physical differences compared to our players, and when they're a helmet taller than what we are, and some of them wider than what we are, then we knew we were going to be in a real battle. I was real proud of our guys in the second half. We came out in the second half. I felt like we got better. I told our guys if we will play the rest of the season like we did in the second half, it could be a fun year for us. And so I'm looking forward. We put that game behind us and started preparation for Hardin-Simmons through an open week. But really and truly, I thought as the game progressed and our guys realized that they could compete, that it ended up being a fun afternoon or fun evening if you take away the first half.
Well, Denzel DeBon came on, had 17 carries for you in that ball game, and as you try to kind of get that running game going, he really stood out and did a good job there in the second half.
Denzel is just a great young man and been a great addition to our program, coming in as a true freshman. Very physical player. He's low to the ground. One thing about him is when we do hand the ball off to him, you can't see him initially. The linebackers in the secondary, they can't find him. They can't see him, and then all of a sudden there's a crease in the offensive line, and he's jumping through it and getting some positive yardage. So we're hoping and expecting to see more of that as the season progresses.
What on whole is the takeaway from that ball game against a Division II school, against a team that is going to be favored to beat the Choctaws there at home? What's the takeaway for your team in the ball game?
Looking at their ranking as we went into the game, and I'm not sure what they're ranked now, but they were number 13 in the country in Division II. So we knew that we were facing a very tough opponent. They're also not only a tough opponent, but in a classification a notch higher than what we are. And so we expected a tough ball game. We knew that if we could come out of the game without any injuries, that it could be a real plus for us by our guys understanding the speed of the game, playing harder, playing faster, and executing at a higher level.
Well, you've had now this off weekend. Tell us a little bit about the routine that your coaching staff and you had your players go through with the off weekend, because it falls right in the middle of your non-conference schedules behind you. Now you've got your conference season ahead of you.
When we did the scheduling, it was by design. 3 non-conference games to start the season, and then a Division II team as the third opponent. And I felt like we needed an open date. You don't ever know what kind of physical shape you're going to be in after a tough physical game going against a Division II team. And so we had an open date, so that was by design. But what we did during the open date was we worked on fundamentals and techniques. We did spend some time on Hardin-Simmons. I won't say that we didn't, because we did. But most of our efforts and our focus was getting better ourselves, and kind of shoring up some weak areas, some deficiencies I felt like we needed to work on, and I felt like it was a great week last week getting all those things done.
And it gives you a little bit of extra time in getting some folks healthy that were banged up the first 3 ball games. Tell us about some of these guys who have been hit pretty hard over the first 3 weeks of the season, and what their status is going forward.
Yeah, Jake Weddle, one of our linebackers, he's still out. He won't be a factor for a little while, and we miss him. We miss his leadership. We miss his aggressive approach to the game, and but he's one of our players that's going to be out. Austin Gray, free safety, got banged up a little bit. Stephen Minor got banged. Another secondary player got banged up a little bit, and so they missed all of last week. But they're back and ready to go. There are some other players that nicks and bruises and bumps. Anytime you get into a physical contest like we did with West Alabama, you're going to have some bumps and bruises, but we came out of it okay. No one that we lost after the ball game is going to be out for an extended period of time. So we feel good about that.
So the Choctaws now turn their attention to Hardin-Simmons University. We'll go to Abilene this Saturday night for the game against the Cowboys. We'll talk more about that in a moment.
Hi, I'm Mississippi Insurance Commissioner Mike Cheney. I believe that competition brings out the best in all of us, whether on the gridiron or in the marketplace. I also believe in a competitive free market solution for providing health insurance products to individuals and business owners in our state. That solution is One Mississippi, your health insurance marketplace.
For more information, visit onemississippi.com or contact your local insurance agent.
One Mississippi, count me in.
Come on, Leanne. I'll give you my favorite horse, Skippy.
My land in Arizona, all yours.
I'll write you a song. Please, Leanne, please.
No.
Oh,
The Roadhouse Salad is back in town. A savory southwestern grilled chicken breast topped with fire-roasted corn, black beans, and crispy potato sticks and served with our signature Roadhouse dressing. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Welcome back. We're talking with MC head coach Norman Joseph as we look forward now to the game against the Cowboys of Hardin-Simmons University. Well, the Choctaws broke a long losing streak to Hardin-Simmons in 2009, and now your team has won 2 of 3 against Hardin-Simmons. This has turned into a really good rivalry the last 3 or 4 years.
It's a great game. It's a great rivalry, and they have done an outstanding job through the years. I mean, a long tradition of winning football games and having a great program at Hardin-Simmons, and we know that just by looking at the tape and watching their team, that it's going to be another tough ball game.
Well, they're 1-2 on the season, coming off a win over NAIA Texas College 57-21 last week. Their quarterback threw 7 touchdown passes. Now, I don't care who you're playing. If you throw 7 touchdown passes, you've got some talent. So they certainly do have some offensive weapons.
And they do, and they've been scoring on everybody they've played. A lot of offense, a lot of big yardage. Scoring points, and they're an exciting offensive team. Always have been. And through the years, you look at what they've done. If they've got a quarterback that can play, they've put up big numbers. And once again, they've got an outstanding quarterback, have some outstanding receivers. They're running the ball, throwing it, and have a very high efficiency offense.
And in a way, they're looking for a bit of an identity because their longtime coach, Coach Keeling, retired a few years back, and they're kind of finding their way again a little bit on the football field.
Coach Keeling has just had a great career, and I miss the rivalry. I miss the competition versus him. But their coaching staff now is doing a great job, and you watch. I know last fall they started out, they were number 8th team in the country at one time, and then they came over here and we played them, and that knocked them out of the rankings, and then they kind of stumbled along for a little while, but toward the end of the year, they won their last 4 or 5, finished up on a very positive note, and going into this season, we felt like they were going to be another contender for the conference championship.
Coming off losses, the Choctaws are. You've got a lot of guys on this team who remember the Hardin-Simmons game here last year, know that they can beat the Cowboys. And from a mental standpoint, just having those players know that, hey, we beat this team before and we can do it again, that's got to be a big plus.
And it is. You know, anytime you've had success against a team, you feel like that you can do it again. And I know that every game, every season, every situation is different, is new. You can't expect to do the same thing you did a year ago or even yesterday. But just knowing that there's a chance of success, it lends itself to thinking that way and believing you can have success. And as we go out to Abilene, we know it's going to be a great ball game, a tough ball game, but we're also going out there with the belief that we can win the game.
It's a team in the Cowboys that has given up a lot of yards on the ground this year, over 200 yards per game rushing they've allowed. And I know you're looking for a little bit more consistency from your running game, so maybe this is the opportunity for the Choctaws, for one of these guys, whether it's DeBone or Josh Johnson or somebody, to stand up and make a statement.
Well, you got to, and it's not just the running backs. You've got to have a total offensive production. An offensive line's got to open up holes. You got to protect the passer. You know what a lot of people don't realize is in college football, whenever the quarterback is sacked, that counts as negative rushing yardage, and so you know all that ties in or puts itself in a situation where we as an offense and have got to be more consistent, got to be tougher, more physical. physical, and run the football is the key to that. But at the same time, if you just run the ball all the time and not throw it, then people are going to load up the box against you and stop the run. And so you got to have weapons all over the field. I feel like our guys are doing that. We've had some moments. I'm not going to say we've had good games or outstanding games, but we've had moments of outstanding play. And so I know what our team can do offensively, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it all shapes up for Saturday evening.
Well, this is the first American Southwest Conference game. All the games count. But if you're looking towards the postseason and the goal of a conference title, this is when the season begins, and in a way the players have to know in the back of their minds, hey, season starts afresh today. And
you're right about that. The other thing is that every goal that we have set for ourselves, preseason goals, is still in front of us. We know that. We believe that. This is an outstanding group of men that I'm working with, and I'm proud to be their head coach. I know that every day they come to work, they want to get better. They want to have a better understanding what the game plan is, and this is a great group to coach, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens Saturday.
It's a long road trip, a 9-hour bus drive to Abilene, and usually when we make these longer trips, we play an afternoon game. This is the first time we played at night against Hardin-Simmons at their place, and so it's a little bit different in terms of the scheduling. Give us an overview of what you're going to have your team do, the protocol, and what the schedule looks like for the weekend.
Well, normally we leave on Thursday evening, and Thursday night we'll do that again. We'll drive through the night, get to Abilene Friday morning, eat breakfast, check into the hotel, and then we let them relax and sleep. Some of the guys sleep very well on the bus. I don't particularly, and so it gives me an opportunity to get a little catch up a little bit. And then at 2 o'clock we start a normal Friday routine with meetings and workout, and go through all of our special teams and meet offensively and defensively, and have a evening meal and a night meeting, and then Saturday we are into our game day mode. So it's a good trip. It's an enjoyable trip, but the purpose is to go win the game, and that's our goal.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time, and we're looking forward to the game. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Coach Norman Joseph, head coach of the Mississippi College Choctaws, as he gets set to take on the Hardin-Simmons Cowboys.